Hello and welcome. I'm Jeremy Searle, and here in Montreal we've just gone through another Formula One racing car driving weekend in the city, and as we experience each year, we've had a lot of, especially the younger drivers, driving a little more crazily, a little more badly, if I can put it that way, than they do the rest of the year. Perhaps supposedly trying to emulate the racing car drivers they see on the track, getting a little excited. But we're reminded once again of the low basic driving skills in comparison with other cities in Canada and North America, and especially Europe. The low basic driving skills of the Montreal, and to a large extent the Quebec motorist. There are a lot of reasons for this, but one that I want to pick on today is the fact that the greater majority of motorists in Montreal, car drivers, drive automatic gear shift cars. And of course, automatic gear shift cars do not require the same level of basic driving skills as gear shift manual transmission cars, which require more moment by moment control of the vehicle for the driver to be more in touch, more aware of the surroundings around. Now, it is of course possible to be a very competent driver driving an automatic gear shift car, but this generally comes with having been trained properly in the first place on a manual gear shift. Incredibly, throughout Quebec, it's necessary only to pass the driving test driving an automatic transmission car, which then, amazingly, gives the driver a license which allows them to drive gear shift car. And the result of this is that most of the people driving gear shift cars, manual transmission cars here, have not been trained to do so. They've simply been taught very briefly how to drive or point, direct an automatic transmission car, and then they teach themselves, very often not too well, how to drive the real car, the gear shift car, with predictable, lamentable results in many, if not most cases. And certainly it would be better for all of us if, as is the case in most of the world, it were required here to pass a test on a gear shift car before being allowed to drive a gear shift car. Whether or not you agree with my take on the low driving skills associated with driving automatic cars, what is for sure is that if you're going to drive a manual gear shift car, which is more difficult, you should have to be trained and tested to do so. Implementing measures of this sort would bring up basic driving skills for so many of our motorists and make the roads safer for all of us. Something to consider, and thank you for participating today. Good day.